Well, I do actually think that's the best ident that LICAF has had. It's such a great, interesting, strange one with really good music. I think it's a nice ident. So welcome to our next session here at LICAF. And I'm delighted to welcome Junko Mizuno, making a return visit to the Lakes Festival. Lovely to have you here. And a real honor. And
Is my mic working?
Yeah, it is.
We didn't have a test. So.
It is. Junko, okay?
Is it okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having me. This is my third time here.
So because you were here quite early on. You were one of the first couple of years or so, I think you were
The
here.
first time I came here was in 2020, 2014.
14.
Yeah, and then
right.
came back here
beginning.
in 2019.
Yes. Yeah. So third time lucky.
Yes,
it is.
5
Okay, so
yeah.
you'll come back in 5 years' time. And it's wonderful. You and I go back a little bit. We've had a lot of connections over the years, going to festivals, and you're very generously lending artwork for an exhibition that is now touring in America about Asian comics. So it's wonderful that we're still together like this and still in contact. And you're still very, very active, making all kinds of art.
Trying to be active. I'm getting older.
Yeah.
I'm trying.
But you have a great gallerist. I met your gallerist from Gallery Nucleus that is really fully supporting what you're doing. And you've been living quite a few years now in San Francisco, haven't you?
Yeah, for 15 years.
Yeah, that's a very, very hilly city. I went there once, and my gosh, that keeps you fit, walking up and down those hills. Do you like San Francisco as a city?
Yeah, especially it's expensive. It's getting expensive now. But my roommate kept the apartment for a long time, so for now I don't have to worry too much about the rent and stuff.
That's a relief. Yeah.
And also the weather is amazing.
Yeah.
It's always kind of cold.
Yeah. There's quite a lot of mist or frets and things coming in off from the bay, aren't there? It's quite misty.
It doesn't change all year round, so it's a good place to focus on. Or, Japan has a really,
different seasons and extremes. Yeah, you have extreme heat for a start, certainly in Tokyo, humidity.
That's one of the biggest reasons I want to stay in San Francisco as long as possible.
Has that always been your home in the States? Was that the first place you moved to there?
Yeah, because the first publisher, Viz Media.
Of course, Viz were based.
Yeah, it's based in San Francisco, so they were the first people who invited me to, Comic-Con and, signing in California.
Yeah.
And also Last Gasp.
Oh, yeah, of course, they're based there too.
Last Gasp is an underground comic publisher.
Yeah.
I think it's over 50 years old.
Yeah, it must be now. Yeah.
So they're the
mid-60s, maybe even coming up to longer than that. Actually, over 50 years.
Yeah, they're the publisher who I'm working with right now, and they're based in San Francisco as well.
So we're going to have a chance to see some drawing, and I'm not going to be. Junko would prefer not to have to talk and draw at the same time. So we're going to be going backwards. This is the sofa for the conversation, and then the drawing board for you to do some drawing. Yeah. And we can maybe play a little bit of music to accompany you.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
But you can keep talking as well.
Well, I'll do a little bit. But you have to shut me up. But I think people want to watch you drawing, and I'm not going to quiz you about things.
Okay.
But my question actually, when you're doing a drawing, do you have music? Do you like to play music?
Yeah, it depends. When I feel like listening to music, I play music. But also I listen to a lot of Japanese radio or podcasts.
Oh, yes, of course.
Because, you feel lonely when you are alone at home. And I want someone to be, not talking to me, but someone to be
And to keep in touch with what people are discussing in
Yeah,
Japan, this
yeah.
kind of thing.
Sometimes my friends in Japan laugh at me because I know much more than they do.
And what kind of podcasts do you like to listen to? All
It's
kinds?
um,
Is there one you
yeah,
follow?
different kinds.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, news. I
Oh,
mean, there's a really good one where they talk about the current, stuff.
yeah.
They're all from a newspaper.
Oh,
They were like
yes.
journalists and
Right.
writers.
So you can follow what's happening,
Yeah, and you can you can listen to the details behind the news
the
on
stories.
the
Yeah,
newspaper.
yeah,
So it's
yeah,
interesting.
yeah, yeah,
Also,
yeah.
it's just some really silly comedy talk show or stuff
Right,
like
that can
that.
be fun too. And music? Do you like to draw to music?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. What kind of music do you really like? 'Cause I know you do a lot of rock band. We
yeah.
haven't done any of these pictures, have we? We've got pictures to show. I forgot. We've got some pictures, haven't we? Is this the right thing to press? What do I press here? Is it this one here? We've got some images of Junko's work. Can we? How do those work on here? I'm pressing forward. Oh, there we go. We've got something
Yeah.
now. I can't see, of course, but I can't revolve my. I'm not going to do an exorcist here and turn my head around. Anyway, there we go. You know Junko's work, but let's see what we have here. Yeah, but you've done quite a few rock
Yeah.
posters, haven't you? That's quite a big area for you now, isn't it? That's become quite a. You do beautiful design posters. Do you always like the music of the bands that you do the posters for?
Yeah, yeah.
You do. Okay, you do.
I only work for the.
The ones you like.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But is that? I mean, do you have a favorite music when you're drawing that you like?
It depends on my mood. I listen to
Okay.
so many different things. Like if you look at my Instagram, the
Mm.
Instagram videos, I pick music by myself, and you can see there are so many different like classical, techno, rock,
Yeah, yeah.
and Japanese old pop music and stuff
Having
like
known you
that.
for a little while, I know you have a very interesting, varied taste, both in music but also in art and graphics and illustration. It comes from so many places.
I'm a very curious person. Yeah,
Curious in a good way. You're,
I think so. Yeah.
yeah, you want to find out. And you were telling me that yesterday you had a chance to go around the Beatrix Potter
Yeah, yeah.
experience here.
I loved it.
How was that for you to see?
I loved it.
Obviously you know Beatrix Potter's work already.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how did you just first discover her works?
In the 80s,
Uh huh.
there was a TV commercial in Japan.
Oh yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a mayo
A
commercial.
mayonnaise.
Yeah, mayonnaise commercial, and Peter Rabbit was in it. It's a
Well, of course,
animation.
he eats lots of lettuce. He has to have mayo on his. I don't know whether they're aware of this here in this centre. They ought to be aware. And that was a commercial that introduced you.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I was fascinated. It was in the 80s, and
Yeah.
the characters from Europe or the US felt so exotic for me.
It's a bit like manga over here, isn't it? In a way, yes.
It's very different, like Japanese cute style and Western cute style.
Yes.
So I think you can see it's mixed in my
exactly.
work.
It's a real fusion.
Yeah.
And as we know, I mean, Beatrix Potter looks like it might be quite cute, but actually the stories have quite a bit of reality and darkness in
And
them.
in Japan, they when they create cute characters, they make it like very stylized. But Beatrix Potter's stuff is very realistic and accurate.
Because she was a serious nature
Yeah,
artist, wasn't she? Yeah, yeah, yeah. So here are some of your wonderful imageries from various projects, comics and otherwise. Posters. What is this one? I was wondering what this was. This is a tarot.
Yeah, part
It's a
of the,
tarot.
sorry, this is part of my recent. Sorry, I'm having a cold. Sorry about that.
Yeah. So you made a whole tarot set, have you?
Yeah, I'm
A
doing
deck.
all 78
Wow.
deck.
How far have you got with them so far? Have you
So
done
this is from last year.
Yeah.
I had a tarot art show
Uh-huh.
in gallery at Gallery Nucleus.
Nucleus, yeah.
And I did 20.
Mm-hmm.
And this year I'm gonna do that again in November. I'm working on it right now.
So
and
another 20.
Another 20.
I see.
And next year I'm gonna do another 20.
And then you do the final 18.
Finally, yeah, I'll probably finish it in 2026.
Wow, excellent.
I'm planning to make it into an actual deck.
Yes, they should be printed as a beautiful deck. Yeah.
Been my dream project for a long time.
Very, very exciting to see that, your interpretations of this. And you're still making new comics. I know that
I'm trying to, but it gets difficult. Like while you're working on a comic, it's hard to,
it takes up all your brain, I
Yeah.
imagine, doesn't it, really?
And
Yeah.
also, the income gets,
Yeah.
if you have a serial comic in Japanese comic magazines,
Yeah.
you can get the payment every
Right.
month.
You know it's going to come
Yeah,
round.
so that's what I used to do when I was younger. But it was too hard. Even at the time, I was so pressured. And I remember I was sleeping on the floor because I was scared to be in bed and be too comfortable.
And then you sleep for too long.
Yeah.
Oh
So,
my God.
yeah.
Well, this is an issue, isn't it? Because we've lost some great manga artists, including Akira Toriyama just recently, and others. Tezuka himself didn't make it to 61, and the whole burnout thing in manga creation is very serious
I
because
think
there's such
it's-
pressure to make the stories.
Yeah, it's a culture. Like
Yeah.
in Japan,
Yeah.
it's supposed to be a beautiful thing to sacrifice yourself and your life to your work.
Not that beautiful.
Yeah, yeah.
If we don't want to lose you.
I used to have that kind of mindset before, but
Really?
coming to the US or Europe, I
good.
found out, it's ridiculous.
That's
and
ridiculous.
I also,
Don't work yourself to death. Anybody here? Come on.
also, it won't make the work better.
No.
Yeah,
No.
for me. I don't know, some people need some pressure,
Sure.
but I can't be too pressured.
Not too pressured.
Otherwise, I just stop moving and can't work anymore.
No, exactly.
Yeah, so recently I'm trying to take care of myself.
Yeah, very wise, very wise. But we are going to put a little bit of pressure on here, gentle pressure, to ask you to make a drawing for us. So,
It's a good pressure.
How would you want to do this? Do you have something you'd like to draw? Shall we see if someone would like to call out something from the audience?
Yeah.
Shall we do that?
Yeah, I can get some
Okay, so if you just want to,
keywords.
we can put your hand up and then we'll find you and then you can suggest something. Oh, you got a microphone, even better. So would someone like to suggest, what would you like to see Junko draw? Well, that narrows it down a bit, doesn't it? Anything more specific? Anyone want to specify? Who said that? Wasn't you. It was you. I can recognize your voice. Okay, who would?
Please, could you draw an angel?
Oh, there.
okay.
An angel.
Okay.
That'd be nice. Yeah. Do we have some angelic music we can put on? We've got everything prepared here, I'm sure.
So should I go there?
Yeah, please. Yeah. I'm not going to hover like a vulture while you're drawing, but I'll be out of the way. But and you don't have to speak if you don't want to. Oh. Yeah, I think you're quite long with it.
I think it's stuck. Can you see it?
This is quite angelic music, actually. Very nice.
This is one of my characters. This is one of my characters called Noodle Angel. Eating noodle. Okay.
What now? This is doesn't sound very angelic now. It sounds like it must be a movie soundtrack, I think. Perhaps we can skip this track and we can go try the next one. This is the track you just had was very, very angelic and perfect for it. So her halo is kind of seems to be almost like a hairpiece as well in a way, isn't it? A little bit. Her halo has become a decoration for her hair. That's better. This is good. No. She's sucking up the noodles, yes. And that is the technique, isn't it? You have to slurp them up. Do you have a favorite kind of noodles? Do you like
any kind of
soba?
Noodles.
Yeah.
What about you?
I like the buckwheat ones. I had them when I was in Tokyo. They were delicious.
Oh, some people have really bad allergy.
Really?
With that.
To the buckwheat ones?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Buckwheat.
They actually die from
I know,
the reaction.
Really? deadly noodles. So what ones is she eating here, do we think? Are there buckwheat ones, perhaps?
It's spaghetti, probably. Spaghetti is noodle, right?
Yes, it is, yeah. So you can't see so clear, but you've done a pencil outline, haven't you? A layout already that you're following. You do need the fork as well, don't you? Little freckles and a golden halo. Beautiful.
I should add some toppings on the noodle.
Oh yes, some extra bits of nourishment there. Beautiful. Round of applause for Junko and her angel. Thank you. Very good suggestion. Good suggestion. Do you feel like doing another drawing, or shall we? Shall we? Okay. So, anyone else got an idea for another drawing and subject you'd like Junko to draw? We're open to suggestions. Obviously. Okay. What about you? A dragon. Whoa.
Oh, okay.
Have you done a dragon before?
Yes.
Yeah.
But I'm not very good at it. But I'll try.
Okay. I guess you must have drawn an. Is there an angel amongst the tarot? I'm not an expert on this. Is there an angel? Is that one of the tarot cards?
Yeah, but
Yes.
this one is not in there.
No.
Not
Not yet.
Not in my tarot.
Not yet. No. Where should
There you go.
take this to our table? Shall we put this up in there? Okay. Just rest. It's quite nice paper, actually, isn't it? It's quite nice paper. It's got a bit of tooth to it, hasn't it? Nice.
I usually draw small, so it's fun
Yes,
to
yes.
draw this big.
So your poster art books would be about this size, but then when you make them,
I make it small
you
and
do.
then
And then
expand it
I
in
see.
Photoshop.
Ah, sounds like all the rings ago, actually.
is it now?
And golden horns, of course. Wonderful, Junko. That's magic. Really beautiful. Thank you very much. I think we'll let you have a little break. Should we just have a little break on the sofa?
Okay.
Do you want your water with you? Yeah. And we'll just come back to the drawing board in just a bit. Lovely. I don't know about you, but I mean, I'm sorry. I love watching people draw things like this because, you know, we're seeing a blank sheet of paper turn into something. And that's the magic of, well, all drawing, not just comics. So it's a very exciting thing to see. Oh, do you have a drink? Yeah.
Sorry.
Good. No, don't worry. It's the lake's weather and the lake's the wonderful dampness of everything. It's very good for you. And we should also talk a little bit perhaps about your current project. I know you were telling me you've got some interesting exhibitions coming up. At least one next year with Tarada, I think you mentioned. And
Oh yeah. Actually, it's still.
Is it a secret? Okay, so there isn't something. Okay. Well,
Sorry about
okay,
that.
that's not been
But
announced yet.
I'm doing a 3-person show next
Yeah,
year
that'd
with
be
a
nice.
really, like, what'd you say, famous.
Famous names. Yeah. So that's going to be in San Francisco, I presume, is it?
No, it will be in the Nucleus in LA.
Oh, Nucleus in
Yeah.
LA. Okay.
I'm really
right.
excited about
That's
that.
wonderful.
But sorry, I can't tell you the
Okay, well,
details. Yeah.
Just giving you a clue there. If you're near LA, you can go and see that. Yeah. And in terms of your peers and the cartoonists that you know of your generation, perhaps, or younger ones, are there other manga artists you're still keeping in touch with in Japan?
Actually, I don't know why. Most of my friends are editors or.
All right,
you know,
publishers, this kind of thing. Oh, yeah.
I think that's because I don't belong to a certain scene.
No, exactly.
Yeah,
you're
'cause
quite,
I do so many different
moving
things.
between different fields, aren't you? A
Yeah.
lot. Yeah.
So it's kind of difficult. It's kind of difficult to make friends with
Right.
people from comic world.
Yes, it's a very much.
I know a lot of people,
Mhm.
but they're like work friends. We meet and talk about work. And
Yes.
Yeah, that's it.
I mean, your big break, as you say, was working with Viz when they were doing your Cinderella and the Hansel and
Yeah.
Gretel. Then those are also unusual because they were full color manga, weren't they? Which was not something we'd seen really.
Yeah.
Not that common to have color manga. Yeah.
Yeah, that was from. It's over 20 years old.
Yeah. But that was I think for many people that was, who is this amazing artist? We hadn't seen anything quite like it. It was so refreshing to see a different kind of manga approach that you take.
Yeah, they wanted to make it full color.
Yeah.
And it was easier back then because Japan was still really good in, with economy and publishing industry was more like, it was much better back then. It was easier to publish something very ambitious and challenging.
Because color's not that usual in manga, is it? Not color all the way through, is it? That's
No.
just for economical reasons, I guess, isn't it? And also just the sheer production schedule of making a 20-page story or something every week. If you're on that kind of thing, you can't really do that all in color as well.
Yeah.
That would be really challenging. Yeah. What's your view about print moving over to more and more to webtoons, to digital and that format? Has your work appeared? Have you done anything in comics or using the smartphone webtoon kind of approach, where you have the vertical scrolling kind of thing? Has your work appeared like that?
I don't know much about that kind of thing.
No.
It's the scrolling.
It is a big thing, isn't it now? Yeah.
I don't know. If I was younger, maybe I would want to try that. But now I have an idea for my next comic, but I want to make it like the traditional like
way.
Japanese comic style.
Yeah.
But I think it's interesting.
It certainly reaches a lot of people, of course, it helps you discover your work, of course.
Yeah.
But it has really transformed how comics work. If they're on a screen, you're just sort of whizzing them through, just scrolling endlessly. Yeah.
I get a lot of digital comics for Japanese manga.
Do you? Okay.
Yeah,
So you read them like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
On iPad.
Uh-huh.
Because some titles of Japanese manga it had so many like volumes, like 50 volumes, 100 volumes.
Yeah, easily. Yes.
So I think it's a perfect way to read them all without
having to find physical space for them.
Yeah.
Are there any artists or series that you're currently following that you enjoy the stories of or the artwork of?
I'm reading really old comics.
Ah, nice.
Yeah, like when I grew up.
Yeah.
From the 70s or 80s, because I have a long list of comics that I really want to read.
Yes.
So I really don't have time to
keep up with the new stuff as well.
Yeah.
No, exactly. There's so much out there.
Yeah.
And your work with the bands, that's ongoing, making mock posters for bands?
Yeah.
Yeah. And how does that collaboration come about? Do they come to you and
Yeah.
And you have to like their music, I imagine, to make them make the posters.
Yeah.
And then are you given free rein to design the poster, or do you hear the music and then you respond to the music? How do you come up with the?
It depends.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes the posters are. Each poster is for certain show in certain area. So sometimes I get inspiration from the place where they were playing. And also sometimes I listen to the music and get inspired, or sometimes I just go with the flow and do whatever I want.
Yeah.
It's very free. That's what I like about doing geek posters.
And that's become quite a big part of your work, hasn't it, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's quite exciting. And then you worked also with makers of three-dimensional urban vinyl objects, which are astonishing. We have one of your goddess figure that's in the Asian Comics exhibition touring in America at the moment. And how do those collaborations work out? Because you've drawn them, but you're taking your drawings and making them into three-dimensional
it's a very
images. That's quite a transformation, isn't it?
It's a lot of work.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I don't sculpt by myself.
No.
I just draw like front, side,
the
like
different
turn
views.
around drawings. But sometimes, the sculptor doesn't get it, and
No.
it's a lot of work.
To and fro to get the prototype to work properly. Yeah. But do you like seeing your drawings turning into 3D?
Yeah.
Something because they become almost like a totem or a strange artifact, don't they?
And some people first find out about my work through the toys.
Exactly.
And then start reading my comics.
And that just reminded me. I remember you had some special products made with IKEA. Didn't
Oh,
you
yeah,
have
yeah,
something with IKEA? Did anyone get any of Junko Mizuno's IKEA outrage? Can you
I
believe it?
didn't
Yeah.
design their furniture.
No, no.
It was part of their artist project.
That's it.
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
know that, but they contacted me and told me every year they do this project where they gather artists from different countries and make one product, like
Special objects.
yeah,
I
special product. Like
Yeah.
one year it's posters, one year it's mine was glass figurine.
guess. Oh, nice.
Yeah, so they gathered all the designer toy artists, and it was a collaboration with this Swedish glass factory. Yeah, glass
Oh,
maker.
right.
Yeah,
Right.
so that was
Was it a
interesting.
limited edition item, I suppose? Was
I
it?
think so.
Yeah.
But the
nice.
concept is, affordable art piece. And
Yeah.
I was really excited.
That's
It felt so surreal, I'm working with IKEA.
But especially being because you're not just in the art gallery, but IKEA is your sort of shop. People
Yeah.
can buy them, put
Yeah.
them in their home.
I keep going there and buy stuff. And,
Yeah. And the other lovely project, which I did actually buy, you have a beautiful tapestry or blanket that was made through Nucleus, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah.
In fact. But how did that come about? And what was it like working on a tapestry version of one of your artworks?
I think around that time, people were making a lot of tapestry.
I'm assuming it's digital, isn't it, in some way?
Yeah,
Is it done by hand?
It was a acrylic painting.
Yeah, the original drawing that's converted into
Yeah. Yeah, they use the digital file.
to make the actual
Yeah.
weaving is done digitally. Yeah, computer. Yeah. Bless you.
Sorry.
Yeah. And were you pleased with the results and seeing your work on a large scale? Because I presume it was enlarged. Wasn't
Yeah,
it, from
I
your
usually
drawing?
draw small.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
fun to see it expanded.
Yeah. And it's the colorings and the textures are so precise. It seemed to me.
I
They're
think
really beautiful.
it went well with the texture of the
It's about
tapestry.
4 feet by 6 feet.
I think so.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
it's big. It must be one of the biggest pieces of work you've had made, isn't it? Really, in that
probably.
that way.
Yeah. I don't have the space for it in my
We haven't.
apartment.
Well, my partner, we've bought one. We haven't got it on the wall yet, but it goes with the color palette of our room. So, and I just thought it would make a fantastic backdrop when I'm doing Zoom meetings to have a Junko Mizuno, 'cause it's a fantastic, tapestry behind you. So I think we've had a little break. You've had a little bit of a drink. We have some time for a bit more drawing, I think. So
we can also take questions.
Oh, we should do that. Yeah, okay. We'll do that next, shall we? Yeah. Anyone like to ask a question of Junko, and then we will get another drawing in a moment. But we have somebody up here, do we? I think. Did you put your hand up? No. Oh, you can see better than I can.
How long have you been drawing for?
How long have you been drawing?
I was 2 or 3.
Yeah, it's never too young to start.
Yeah, it was natural because, in Japan, comic is very popular, and
Yeah.
it was a normal thing for kids to, copy them, like imitating the styles they like. And my sister drew, my cousins drew comics, so it was very natural for me.
When you say that drawing, it's just because it's as kids everyone wants to do
Yeah,
it. Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. It's a
Yeah.
natural thing.
Yeah, if you get on Instagram in Japan, so many people write about their everyday life in comic style, and most of them are not professionals. They're just doing it for fun. And sometimes, if they're good, the publisher.
Right. We'll
Yeah.
maybe publish them in a
Yeah.
book or something. Yeah.
But it's very common for Japanese people to start really early and keep doing it as a hobby or stuff like that.
Why do you think? I mean, this is a naive question to ask, maybe, but why is comics, why are manga such a big thing in Japan? Is there something about? What is it that makes people want to do the comics so much more? I mean, it really is the
I think-
biggest reading them and making them.
I think
Do you
that's
think?
because you don't have that much money to make it.
No, it doesn't
Like
cost
if
a lot to
you
make.
want to create a film,
Oh yeah.
it's a lot of time and money. But if you have paper and pen, you can just do it.
Yeah, and you see something from nothing. You start with just as you've seen, just a little sketch drawing, and it can build up into something amazing.
Yeah, I think you know better than I do, but manga got really big after the war,
Sure.
and when people were trying to recover from the damage.
Yes,
and
it was a really difficult time, obviously post the atom bombs and the World War II defeat.
Yeah.
So yeah,
You don't need to have a big budget to make it.
right. That would
So
be
I
one
think
definite
that's
reasons.
one of the
And
reasons.
then I think maybe I don't know how much you look back at sort of Hokusai, Hiroshige, all the 19th century prints, of course, that we're familiar with over here too. But that Japan had that incredible culture going way back, which seems to me to be kind of at least echoed in some of the themes and even some of the drawings.
I think so. Yeah, people buy copies, not the originals, the prints.
Yeah, they're still there. Yeah. Do you have another question? Okay. Anyone else like to ask something of Junko? We do.
Hi, I really was intrigued by the tarot project that you're doing and just wanted to hear a little bit more about it, like why, if you're a tarot user yourself, or what drew you to it if you're not. It just seems like quite a Western sort of divination type of thing. And yeah, if you like used it from very young or were interested from very young, all sorts, anything that you want to say about tarot, basically.
Okay, I was mainly fascinated by the design of the cards. I've never had any actual readings or anything. And I also found out so many people design their own tarot card, and you can be very free and playful. I thought I should take it really seriously, but I did a research, and some people are making like ice cream tarot, pasta tarot, So I was like, oh, it's okay to be that, just to have fun designing them. And tarot. When I was 5 or 6, I got there was this chocolate in a box that was sold, and it came with tarot cards designed by Ryoko Ikeda. Do you know her? The author of Lady Oscar.
So Yoko Ikeda.
Yeah.
Ikeda Ryoko. Wow, she did tarot card design.
Yeah, only the major.
Ryoko Ikeda, she did Rose of Versailles.
Yep.
Maybe you know that. It's a classic shoujo manga.
Yeah. So she designed a set of tarot, and it was like a free gift inside of the chocolate, and I was so fascinated. And if you collect like 10 or 12 cards and put it in an envelope and send it to the chocolate maker, they will send you. It was a lottery, but I won.
You won, and you got the whole set sent to you.
Yeah.
Gosh, you were lucky.
It was just the major arcana.
Okay,
set.
so not the normal cards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I got it, and I
Lovely.
still have it. It's beautiful.
Gosh.
So I think that's the first time I got to learn about tarot cards.
And Ikeda Ryoko, did you ever get to meet her in person?
No, they're
She's
in
a superstar, isn't
it's
she?
a different world.
Different world from everybody. I think.
Yeah. She's like a queen.
She
you
really
have to,
is.
yeah.
Yeah. But I imagine you read Rose of Versailles. Did you read Rose of Versailles?
Yeah.
When you were growing up. Yeah. It's one of the greatest.
I think most Japanese girls.
Exactly. So many Japanese women I've met, many of them who have left Japan and often found their romantic partners here in the West and in the UK, have read Rose of Versailles as an example of a woman saying, I'm not going to accept being a second-class person or subjugated, shall we say, and being respected. And as you may not know, the story of Rose of Versailles, you have a character called Lady Oscar.
Yeah, it's
who
about
French
Revolution.
French Revolution,
Yeah.
Marie Antoinette, etc.
But the main character, she grows up as a man.
Yeah, because she wants to be able to do, she has to be a man to be able to do anything, in a sense. Yes. Yeah.
Really cool story.
It really is. And it's quite an empowering message, I think, for Japanese women.
Yeah, I went to all girls high school, and everyone was into it.
Yeah.
One time there was a party kind of thing where they dressed
Like
in
the
the
cosplay
costume
kind
of the
of thing.
characters, and
Oh, nice.
they were all like,
Okay. We have about 10 minutes to go, is that right? Yes, because each side. I couldn't quite see. Any more questions? Otherwise, I think we might have time for some more drawing. But let me just see if anyone would like to ask another question of Junko, well, past or present. I don't know. Otherwise. But yeah, I'm interested because, oh, is that, I can't really see you, see, you'll have to, yes, with all these lights on, so we can't see you properly.
You
Hello.
mentioned that you've been drawing since you were 2. What inspired you to start creating?
Like I said, it was a common thing for kids to draw something. Both boys and girls, they all drew, you know, imitating their favorite comics. Also, I have a sister who is 3 years older, and she was really good at drawing. And you know, I wanted to be like her. she was my first reader, first audience. Yeah.
Have you kept any of your drawings from childhood? Do
Yeah.
you have any? You have those?
My mother
Yeah.
has some.
Great. That's
Yeah.
nice. Yeah. Good. And then I'm just thinking about the world of shoujo manga, especially, is a very rich one. One thing we may not realize about this is that in Japan, women are not really in a very empowered place in society. You might not know, but there's a world survey every year of countries,
Yeah.
depending on how positive it is for women living there. And it's really surprising how low in the ranking Japan repeatedly appears. I think it
Yeah.
only recently got up to about like number 126 or something out of about 150. I mean, Britain and UK is, other places are much, much higher. Would you like to
Especially-
address that? Because, I mean, you've left Japan
Yeah.
for many reasons, but perhaps is there part of that the women are unfortunately not very enabled?
Yeah, that was one of the reasons I
Yeah.
moved to the US, because
Yeah.
I felt like I was more respected there.
Exactly, yeah.
And, you know, men in Japan, I think, especially the older generation, they're doing it unconsciously, but they naturally look down on women. And yeah, so every time I go back there, I find myself being like, trying not to, not to be too, how do you say, too strong for them.
All right, you can
Yeah.
rein yourself in a bit.
So I'm doing it unconsciously as well.
Yes. So in America, you feel more you can be yourself, you can be
Yeah.
an independent woman making your own way.
And
yeah.
also, my work was accepted to more people in the Western world because of that. Because the girls I draw they look cute, but they don't act cute at all. And sometimes Japanese people get too offended by it.
Because one of the title of his talk you mentioned with the phrase you used was crazy female.
Because I'm not trying to represent all women from Japan, but I am like that. I am I am the crazy one.
We like crazy. I love crazy.
And I couldn't really fit in Japan.
No.
Like, there were some fans who supported me there,
Uh-huh.
but it's easier for me to work
Yes.
outside of Japan
Yeah,
now.
yeah. So you're happy in San Francisco. That's very good. Let's go back to the drawing table, shall we? And you can think about a drawing you like Junko to do. Let's see what you come up with. Right, we have time. Anyone like to put their hand up with a drawing idea? We've had an angel and a dragon, so you can't have those again. Anyone like to come up with what would you like to see Junko draw? Maybe something she hasn't drawn before. Have we got someone there? Oh yes, here we go. Yes, please. What's your request?
Draw this person.
Do you want to take it down? Oh, that's kind of you. Thank you. Tell us about who this is. From your favorite anime.
Okay.
Okay. Do you recognize the anime?
No, this is a new one, right?
She's got cross. Ajaka Oraka. And what's the series? Oh, yeah, of course, from My Hero Academia. Yes. Okay. Have you done this before, Junko? Someone giving you a
Oh, yeah,
draw like
yeah.
this? Oh, you have. Okay.
Feel bad because
It's your version. It's your version.
I'm not really good.
It's a Junko Mizuno version of My Hero Academia.
An animation?
There's animation too, yeah. Of it, yeah.
罪の最後は涙じゃないよずっと苦しく背負ってくんだ出口見えない感情迷路に誰を待ってるの白いノートに綴ったようにもっと素直に吐き出したいよ何から逃れたいんだ現実ってやつがないために生きてるんだって忘れちゃいそうな夜の真ん中無難になんてやってられないかな帰る場所もないのこの想いを消してしまうにはまだ人生長いでしょ懐かしくなるこんな痛みも歓迎じゃん謝らなくちゃいけないよねあごめんあの日抱えた全部明日抱える全部順番つけたりはしないから分かってくれますようにそっと目を落としたんだ見たくないものまで見えんだもん言えない噂にちょっと初めて聞く発言どっち向かい合ったら友達だって嘘はやめてね大ハートが苛立つように体の中燃えているんだ本当は期待してんの現
I can also tell you, by the way, if you want to see more of Junko, she'll be doing a signing this afternoon, 4:30 till 5:30 in the big the tent thing, you know, down by the lake. The big tent thing down by the big lake thing. Yeah.
いつも感謝してるだから強くなりたい進むために敵も味方も歓迎じゃんどうやって次のドア開けるんだっけ考えてるもう引き返せない物語始まってるんだ目を覚ませ
It's a very common style in Japanese anime. Mickey Mouse.
Western school uniform, doesn't she? With a tie and sweater.
思いを消してしまうにはまだ人生長いでしょうやり
I have a
残
question.
してる
Do you know, is this being recorded or live streamed? Which?
もう一度行こうかないとね
And it's being live streamed now.
だって叫びたくなるよ
Okay, okay. Being recorded. Okay, so you can watch it again. You can tell your friends to come and watch it.
帰る場所もないの優しさにはいつも感謝してるだから強くなりたい懐かしくなるこんな痛みも歓迎じゃん
There you go. Wonderful. Woo! We'll get that back to you. I'll bring it back to you. All right. So thank you so much, Junko. It's a beautiful drawing. I think we're nearly out of time now, aren't we? We really are. So we have one person with a hand up just here. I think, would you let the lady have this drawing? Would you let the lady have this drawing?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, of course. What's your name, by the way? Elsie, E-L-S-I-E? E-L-S-I-E? That's right, okay. Okay, that's Junko will personalize it for you. There you go. To Elsie, E-L-S-I-E. Elsie. No,
I-E.
E-E-E-E. Oh. Don't worry, just change it into an E. Yeah, you can do that.
Sorry about that.
Elsie, Elsie. E-L-S-I-E. That's it, lovely, that's it. Thank you. Round of applause for Junko. and we will bring the training back this week. Thank you for coming. I hope you enjoyed it, and do join Junko when she's signing her books at 4:30 till 5:30. And so, thank you so much for coming. A real pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Junko. Wonderful.